Habarigani Riches, welcome to the channel, and all of you new riches, welcome to Rich Roots. We are into having a rich life, mentally, spiritually, physically, and watching our hair richly grow. Why I'm looking for a new consultant, or why I've actually found one, and I'm going to give you a little background as to what's happened this past 3 years, coming up 2.5 years of my Sisterlock journey. Now, I started off with a consultant that was a Sisterlock trainee. She's actually a consultant now, and she only lives like 5 miles from my house, maybe 3 or 4. And so yes, she had a health setback 6 months ago. So here's where I started to have some Sisterlock experiences, and I want to share them with you because probably the next time I talk about this, I'll be able to tell you about how excited I am about seeing my new consultant, which I can tell you a little bit now. So yes, my Sisterlock consultant had a health setback about 6 months ago, and that's where you started to see some of the videos on my channel where I was doing my own retightnings. If you haven't seen them, I'll post them in the iCard up here, and I will also post those videos in the rich box below, okay? Everything is rich here. Rich comments, rich likes, rich subscribes, rich notification bell. Everything is rich over here. We're fulfilling, okay? We're passing riches to one another, okay? We're uplifting riches so they can go to their next level. So yeah, I did my own retightenings a couple of times, and I visited one salon where I had a consultant in Virginia. I think it was on a Saturday or a Sunday. She was also a trainee. She did an excellent job for being a trainee. You know, she got my hair done and everything. I just didn't like having to drive that far to get my hair done. And when I say Virginia, it wasn't like Virginia that's 10 miles away, 15 miles away. This was the Virginia that took a little longer for me to get to. And so, and also I remember being in the shop or talking to the owner on the phone of the shop, who's a Sisterlock consultant, and I think she's saying, you know, I have this trainee here now, but she may be moving her business closer to her home, or something like that was mentioned, like she's in the shop now, like to just get the retightening experience or whatever she needs to get her certification, but eventually she may be moving her customers somewhere else. And so I decided not to return back to that shop because I didn't know, like, if she was going to be moving somewhere that was going to be convenient to me. Plus, when it came to my Sisterlock, my retightnings, I am so used, I guess I'm spoiled, I'm so used to my first consultant. I'll try to post some pictures or a video right here, but let me tell you, that lady was heavy-handed, okay? I didn't appreciate it at the time, okay? I wish her well, say a speedy recovery, healthy recovery for her and her family. And them fingers, okay? The fingers, because I really appreciate her heavy hands. Now that I've been out in the world and I have experienced other consultants, I appreciate what I have now, had back then, and hopefully we'll get back again, that's for sure. Because when your retightenings are tight, for me, you know, it was a little sore like for one day, but I know my retightenings last longer, okay? They last longer. Now, I don't think I've posted the video yet, but this retighten is only maybe 3 weeks old, going into 3 weeks, but at 2 weeks it actually looked like it was time to get another retightening. And that's one of my pet peeves, is if I don't feel like my retightenings are fresh and everything's parted and you can see all the lines, I'm just not feeling it. So let me go back to my consultants. So I had the consultant in Virginia who actually did one retie. I had an appointment to go see another consultant, which was actually close to me. She was in a salon. So we had one day to sort of meet each other before my appointment was like a week away. And when I went to meet her at the salon, I didn't like the fact that she was using a crochet needle. Now, let me just say this. I really don't have an issue with whatever tool you use for your sister locks, because I know you've tested it out and you know it's not breaking your hair or anything like that. But I feel like if your only tool that you use is a crochet needle, that might not work for me. My locks are small. I have, one time I did count about a year or so ago, and I had 524. I don't know if my count is right or wrong, but my locks are kind of small, and I just can't imagine pulling a hook through this lock. And I just didn't want to take a chance with that. So I canceled that appointment. I did not see her. And I kind of slipped up on that because I don't even remember seeing if she was a consultant on her website. I just Googled Sisterlocks in my neighborhood, and her shop came up. So that could have been my slip up. Maybe she wasn't a real consultant. Maybe she was at one time and she doesn't pay to be on the site. I don't know. But she actually had one of those pink and green crochet needles, and I wasn't feeling it. So I really didn't see her. So then I go back to the Sisterlock website, and I found another consultant who actually is in Clinton, Maryland, and I think she's maybe about 10 miles away from me. She's not far, maybe 12 at the most. And and she's rated R. So I didn't know what rated R meant, so I had to go look it up. And if I'm not mistaken, y'all please correct me in the rich comments below, because I'm just a regular person experiencing this hair system. But from what I can understand, an R-rated consultant is a consultant that can actually teach someone else how to do their retightnings, or maybe how to install. But I think an R-rated consultant is one that can teach. So I was so excited to go see her. I definitely was. So I made my appointment and everything, and I went, and I realized that when I was going to my appointment, that it's going to be in another person's house. This lady does sister locks in her house, which isn't bad, because my original consultant, I went straight in her house to get my hair done. Everything was cool. But this lady's shop was in her basement. Okay, and that meant that she lived like, you know, these big houses high up on the hill. You had to climb up a hill to get to her basement steps, and then you had to walk down like 12 to 15 concrete steps to go into the basement. So I'm explaining it like that because I was a little taken back. As you all, you know, most homeowners know, you don't want anybody to have an accident on your property. At least that's the way I feel. So I would never have customers walking up a hill and then walking down a bunch of steps, because that's a liability that you could face. But anyway, I went in. I got my sister locks done. I noticed she had like a egg crate timer next to her, and this was the first time that I had experienced like getting your hair done with a timer, which meant she charged by the hourly rate. And that kind of took me off guard, because, you know, normally I'm used to paying about $100, $90 or $100 to get my retightenings, and I actually give them a $20 tip. So I'm used to about $90 to $120 fee. But when you're sitting in that chair and you see somebody cut the little egg timer on, I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, I only have this much money to get my hair done. What if she's slower? What if she takes longer? This, that. So the whole time I'm sitting there, that's the whole, like, I can't relax. Like, I can't enjoy this experience, because I'm afraid that I may not have as much money as I'm supposed to need to get my hair done. But it worked out every time. The first time I went, you know, she was within time, so everything worked out fine. The second time I went, I actually missed my appointment, and so I had to reschedule. But I had a very important meeting with work. So my hair was looking bushy, so I retightened my front myself. And 2 weeks later, I was able to get in with her, and she actually did the back. And so using that little timer worked in my benefit this time, because she didn't have anything to do up front. All she had to do was the back, and she did look in the front, and I think she may have retightened 4 at the most. May have been 4 that I missed, or they may have been slipping, I'm not sure. But the timer helped in my benefit that time, because I had already retightened my hair. So the third time I went, which was recently, that's when I said, you know, I had been evaluating this for the past couple of times, and you guys know when I did my own retightening, you know what it looks like. If not, I'll try to put a video right here. Like, I'm crisp with it myself. I'm crisp with my retightenings. Like, I put that last little so you know I'm good to go. So I noticed with her retightings the past couple of times, and even the first time, I noticed, like, you know, I had one expectation of going to a R-rated consultant, but when I was actually in the chair, I wasn't getting that. Like, I don't know if she's not sure about her hands, but when I walk away from the chair, I just don't feel that extra on my lock that, you know, like, makes it tight, that lock it in. It's like I have somebody that's afraid to work in my hair. So I just call it light hands. So she was light-handed. So out of all of these consultants, from the Virginia consultant to the R-rated consultant, all of them have had light hands. I haven't, like, when I do my own retightenings, I get it tighter than when they get it, right? So that's why I have been evaluating consultants, trying to find the best fit for me. And I actually think I have. I recently had a visit at a salon, very nice salon, very nice, a very popular Sisterlocks salon and consultant here in Maryland. And I was able to visit her, I think, was it last week? Last week. And I'm feeling very positive about this. I can check her Instagram and see all of her lovely work. And just by looking at the people's scalp when they finish their retightenings or their installations, I can tell they put that extra little that one little last in the hair. I don't really know how to explain it. If you know how to explain it, put it below how you feel when you walk away from getting your retightenings. Do you feel like you got to take a Tylenol? If you do, those are the ones I want to go see. Because I'm a little tender-headed, but I know that when you put that last little turn on it, my hair's going to be fresh for 2 weeks going on the 3rd. When it gets to about the end of the 3rd week, it's going to start coming up a little bit. And that's cool, because I know in another 2 or 3 weeks, I'm going to see my consultant. But when I get my hair done, and we're going into the 2nd week, and it looked like it's time for me to get a retie, I got a problem with that, because I got 4 or 5 weeks more to go before I go see a consultant. So thank you so much for tuning into my video. That's my experience with my consultants thus far. That's my journey as I try to find the consultant that's the best fit for me. And I'm really excited because in a couple of weeks or a week and a half, I actually have my first visit, and I cannot wait to reveal all of the information to you. So my name is Renee. Thank you so much for tuning into my video. You guys have a wonderful and a safe day, and continue to enrich your life and those around you. Peace.